Hi there, this is Oscar from Great Lands LLC. Uh, Today, I'm going to talk about the motives for this course. And if I have talked to you, if you were watching this video, is because I have talked to you and you have expressed some interest in knowing more about land investing. So let me start by telling you my story. So I'm Oscar. Sorry about that. I'm Oscar Adimi, and I have a full-time corporate job that I really love, but I felt like I'm not completely fulfilled. Okay, I'm not completely fulfilled. I have a desire to own something and to pursue my own business. Okay, and I see myself having some sense of ownership, whether in real estate or business or whatever that is. Because let's be honest, okay? Nobody want to depend on just on the job, okay? I personally, you may disagree, but I personally don't want to be depending on just one person, me and my family. I don't want me and my family to depend on only one person, and that person is my boss or my manager. Even though I love him, I really like him, but uh, it just doesn't click to me to have one person directing where your life should head to in the next few years, if you know what I'm talking about. So that being said, it was very important for me to find out what kind of niche should I get into that will kind of give me a sense of fulfillment. And even before I jump there, as we speak, I actually have a friend who who is in the bad shape right now because you know he's a Christian like me, and he has a family that he's taking care of. We pretty much in the same situation, and he has babies, right? His wife is not working because she has to take care of the family, his kids at home. But now he's in the point where he needs to find another job, and all the stress that come after. What if he has something on the side that he could rely on? What if, right? I have another friend who lost his job. Uh, I haven't heard from him for years and years, and he just called me and he gave me his update about his life, and he told me that he's trying to find employment. He told me that he's trying to start his own business. Okay, trying to start his own business. So I'm trying to get ahead of the game. That's my whole point. Trying to get ahead of the game. So what I've done is I've done tons and tons of research. Okay, tons and tons of research about what is the kind of business that could get me to where I want to be. That doesn't require tremendous effort. Okay, that only requires a computer and internet connection and a strong will. What is that kind of business that requires? And what is that kind of business that doesn't require, you know, inventory management and all that stuff that come with a business? That doesn't require franchising. Okay, there is that um, man called Carnegie. And here's what he said. He said that real estate is has made at least 70 to 80% of the American society rich, and he was right because uh, wherever you go, if you ask someone, uh, who feel fulfilled and who has succeeded, he will tell you that he has done real estate. Okay, but I, you know, in real estate, there's so many niches. There's so many subcategories that you need to look at. There's fix and flip, there's rental, there's Airbnb, there's um, what there's so much to learn, and so many niches to get into. There's so many that you can get confused. Okay, so many that you get confused. So I've done all that research, but I came to find out that if you really want to get in real estate, you need to have a lot of cash. I mean, you already bought a home, you already own a home, and now you want to invest in real estate. You will need 20% down, and I'm actually going to show you a comparative analysis between land investing and real estate investing. Okay, so I was not that satisfied because I there's also wholesaling. Wholesaling is the lowest hanging fruit in real estate. If you want to deal with houses, wholesaling is a low hanging fruit. But because of that, wholesaling is a harsh competition. You're gonna get really, really disappointed if you get into wholesaling, unless you are really, really strong and you know what you're doing. And I mean, there's great courses out there, but it doesn't. You have to put a lot of work. And I'm not saying that you're not gonna make money in wholesaling, because you will make money wholesaling. But what I'm saying is, too many people going after the same house. Think about it. Do you want to waste your time there if, while you know that there's something else better? No, you don't. So I've listened to a lot of podcasts, spent time and money to look at whatever I need to do to reach my goal, and I came to the point that land investing is the best niche to get into. Okay, so that being said, you can buy a piece of property, a piece of vacant lots, from a couple of $100s to thousands of dollars. It really doesn't matter. Okay, you can do that, and with that in mind, at least if you're not selling your vacant lots, you know that you own property. You can say, I own property. Even if it's $100, you can tell people I own property. I own a lot of properties, right? Sorry for that. So, land investment, just like any other business, requires a lot of work. Okay, it requires a lot of effort. You are going to be disappointed. It's not going to be easy because it's not lottery, it's not gambling, it's none of that. Okay, you have to put some work in, you have to put some time in. It's like a little baby that you just brought to life and that you need to train. So it's gonna take a lot of work. I'm not saying that it's gonna be easy, but the reward will be greater than the effort that you have put in. I know someone who has made $2 million in 2 years. I would say, let's say in 3 years. Okay, with he put a little bit of capital, but it paid him off. Okay, and as I'm talking to you right now, I've come to the point where I don't have to put money into my business, a lot of money into my business, because I've started really slow. I have started extremely slow, but as after 2 years, I can tell you that this is working. This is working, and I have a proven system that can help you get where you want to be, because I've been there too. I can also show you certain things that you don't have to spend time on, and I can even help you not make the mistake that I've made, and the mistake that other people have made after hearing them. All right. So that being said, let's jump into the third slide directly. Have you thought about doing rental, or have you thought about doing real estate? That versus land. Let me tell you how what I think when I make the comparison between land and rental. The first one, if you invest in land, and I show I put, so what you see on the left side is land, and what you see on the right side is rental. Okay, land investment required is a low hanging fruit. You don't need that much capital to get it started. Okay, you can buy a few properties and sell it, buy it, sell it, and make your money. Versus rental, you need a lot of capital. You need at least 20% down. Okay, 20% of the purchase price down. So that means that you have to save some money before you get there. Okay. The second bullet point is you almost have immediate and great cash flow. Okay, I'm talking about the second bullet point here. They're not aligned, but I hope you follow me. No you have cash flow almost immediately. And I've sold the most time I've spent on the lot is 6 months. Okay, you could spend 1 year. Okay, depending on your marketing, depending on the location, and depending on how desirable that lot is. Okay, versus rental, the cash flow may be very low. I mean, I was talking to a friend, and he was very happy with a cash flow of $100, very very low, and I couldn't believe it. Cash flow $100 per unit, of course, per unit. Okay, I mean, it may not be bad if you have multiple units, but gosh, for one vacant lot, you can have about the same kind of cash flow. Okay, one thing I have not mentioned in this slide is that for lots, lot is high frequency. It's a high frequency business, meaning that you have to keep buying and buying and buying. Okay, versus rental, I mean, properties, um, you know, you spend time buying. You can buy one or two property per year. Okay, some people do great and they buy 10, 15 property per year, but most of the time, it's really hard to find a deal. And I'm getting ahead of myself, but let me stop there. Let me go to bullet number 3. No need to visit the property. Sure, I put a slash here because I was rushing. No need to visit the property. If as long as you have internet and you can do everything remotely. Okay, no need to visit the property. But if you're buying a rental, if you're buying a house or a property, you need to be there. You need to see what's going on. You need to have an inspector, okay, to see the property and see what's wrong with the property. All right. Why? Because there are things that break down, and there are things that you may not know before you buy the property, right? So, bullet number 4: you buy and sell quickly, and you therefore control the appreciation. So you know ahead of time how much money you will be making before you buy the lots. Okay, but with housing, I mean, it really depends. The appreciation depend on the county, on the city. Whether I mean, you can tell, you can kind of control the appreciation, I would say, but not as much as the land, because before you buy your property, you actually need to make sure that there's some construction and that the area is booming. So you do your research. But what I'm saying is this: that uh, you don't have to wait for a long time before your you don't have to rely on the timing factor. That's one. And second, you never know. Because you're holding the property, your rental, for so long, there are many external factors that you're not in control of. But with the lands, 6 months is a very quick turnaround. Okay, within 6 months, you can quickly sell your vacant lot, and you're done. You go to the next deal. You get your cash, you go to the next deal. All right, number 5: no need to fix anything when you come to land. You don't fix anything because there's nothing on it, and because there's nothing on it, it's boring. Okay, nobody's interested in it, and that's what makes a vacant land business so attractive, because nobody's interested in it. It's a hidden market, and it's a very great market. Versus with rental, you're gonna have to think about fixing damage from tenants. Some tenants are really, really bad. You have some, if you fall into bad tenant, I mean, you have to control credit. You have to be very selective. I know that. I know all this, but still, you're gonna have to fix some things. Okay, and if you made the decision to invest out of state, you're gonna have to rely on the property management. Okay, so that means that you're gonna have some extra costs that you're gonna have to incur, right? Because somebody needs to take off the damage when you're not there. Somebody needs to make sure that they're collecting the rent. Somebody needs to make sure that this and that. Okay, all right. With land, you can do seller financing. It's not only cash transaction. You can also do seller financing, and that is very similar to rental. You collect rent. Okay. With land, you invest throughout the whole. You can invest throughout the whole country. There's no limit. That's why it's highly scalable. But with rental, Some people are very risk averse and they prefer not to invest outside of their backyard, even though it's possible. But you're gonna have some costs. You're gonna have to travel to see the property. Okay, let's say for instance, you want to invest in the Seattle area. Okay, because it's hard to find a deal that produces cash flow. That's one, because the housing market is so high that the rent that you're gonna charge is too close to the mortgage that you're gonna be paying. So it's too close. Because it's too close, you're not gonna make that much money. Okay, and some people, because of that, some people try to go out of states because they don't have any choice. They try to go out of state and invest out of state, but by going out of state, they're gonna have to travel, take the airplane or drive for a long distance, get to the property. So that's a cost. Then they're gonna have to stay there a couple of days. That's another hotel cost. Okay, they're gonna have to hire an inspector, or do all this kind of stuff. So there's a cost in all this, right? Now, number 8, deals are easier to find and highly scalable versus a rental. Okay, it's very hard to find a rental, a deal for rental. Very hard, unless you have a good real estate agent who can help you and a good property manager who can help you. It's very hard to find a deal. Not that you cannot find, but it's very hard to find a deal. But with land is highly scalable. It's much easier to find a deal in land investing, and it's highly scalable because you have billions of acres throughout the whole country, and there's meat for everybody. All right, so this is some of the analysis that I have been able to come up, and for sure, rental is definitely something I'm going to do in the long run, but not right now. But if you want quick cash, if you want less effort, if you want a highly scalable business, you definitely want to consider land investing. All right. So that being said, there is no business that doesn't have any drawback or any bad consequence, because land does have some bad consequence. Okay. One of the things that I've noticed is that you have to constantly go after deals. It's a high frequency kind of business, versus rental is a low frequency kind of business. Okay. You gotta keep finding things. That means you gotta do a lot of paperwork. Okay, you have to do a lot of closing. And let me tell you this: one of the biggest cons for land investing is that if you go deal with a title company, they don't care if you buy a piece of land of $100 or if you buy $1 million house. They're gonna charge you the same rate. Hear me again. They are going to charge you the same rate whether you buy a small property versus $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. It's all $3 million house. It's all the same rate that they're going to charge you. I don't know why they're doing this, but it's just what it is. So think about this. You want to make sure you think properly, you are very analytical, and that you are very business minded. Okay, so what is suggested is that you buy a lot of properties. Okay, not just one or two, otherwise it's going to take you years before you scale up. Buy a lot of properties with keeping in mind that you buy to own. Okay, buy properties just like you want to own it yourself. Okay, and from that mind, when you have that mindset, then you'll be more willing to understand that if you lose, at least you own it. Okay, and I can guarantee you that you're gonna sell that later. It may be 1 or 2 years or 3 years, but you're gonna sell it. But I don't want you to get into this business hoping that you are going to invest in something and be 100% positive on it and get disappointed because you haven't sold your piece of property within 6 months or a year. Okay, because everything depends on there are many variables. There's marketing. You have to market the property. Okay, you cannot fold your hands and wait. You gotta go after the customers. You gotta do marketing. You gotta do listing. You gotta knock at doors. You gotta work hard to get to where you want to be. It's not gonna be easy. Okay, so I want you to have the mindset of I want to put some money after paying all my bills, or after paying, after being successful, after honoring all my debt and everything. How much money am I willing to lose? Because you're an investor, I want you to come to this business with an investor mindset. And when you invest, you have to be ready to lose. But it really depends on the money that you're putting there. So how you have to ask yourself, how much money am I willing to lose? Okay. Um, and I'm not saying that it's gambling, because you know what you're doing. Okay, you know what you're doing. But at the same time, investing is also risky. Any kind of investment is risky. Whoever is investing in your 401k is also taking risk, and they are losing too. They're not telling you. Sometimes, some days they are losing, some days they are making money. Okay, so this is to tell you that like any other investment, you want to have the mindset of how much money am I willing to lose? Is it $5,000? Is it $10,000? Is it $2,000? How much money am I willing to lose? And if I lose it, is it going to affect any other area of my life? You have to ask yourself this question, because you don't want to go into this business having debts and hoping that you may work this business out to be able to pay your debts. No, I do not suggest this. This has to be from some extra money that you are willing to lose, and that will not make you mad if it doesn't work out for you. Because quite honestly, investing is not for everybody. Having a business is not for everybody. Being a businessman is not for everybody. The learning curve is really steep. It's not gonna be easy, and some people like to give their money to somebody to invest for them and give them the return. Others want to take more control and more ownership, have their own business, and that's why I'm trying to teach you. Okay, so I hope you like this video. If you still want to invest, just send me a text or shoot me an email. Say, Oscar, I still want to move forward, and I'm gonna send you the next video. Okay, thank you. Bye.